guys, welcome back to another video. Last video I showed you how to pick out your first beginner scooter, and today's video I figure I'd let you know what to do with that scooter once you get it. So I made a video about this a little while ago. I'll put it up in the iCard and down in the description if you want it. Also, in today's video I'm going to show you how to tail whip. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to tail whip as I explained in the intro. So I'm going to give you a few steps. First step is being able to bunny hop, which is really simple. It's just like this or like this, whichever one you like better, whichever way you hop, do it that way. Don't try to learn it a different hop before you do it. Whatever you're comfortable with, whether it's a J hop or it's a pressure hop, do it that way. I learned a pressure hop. I think it's easier, so just go with it. So next step, step 2, is being able to get a good flick. So with your foot, when you kick it, that's what I'm talking about when I say flick, is when you kick it, right? So you don't want to have your foot like this. You don't want to have your foot side or like parallel to the deck, because you're not going to get a good flick. You want it almost totally sideways and your toes to be hanging over the deck just a little bit so that you can get an extra good flick instead of just having your toes like this, because then you won't get as good of a flick. So make sure that your feet are almost totally perpendicular to the deck. Have your toes hang over, wrap them around a little bit, and get a really good kick. That's step 2. Step 3 is now. Okay, so step number 3 is being able to wiggle it. Just like this. This is probably the part where you're gonna hurt yourself the most, so be careful. Start out with just like a little one, right? Just start out just like little guys, nice and slow. This is just gonna take practice. Just get used to it, go nice and slow, and then you're gonna wanna be able to do it as fast as you can. Right? This is really going to come in useful when you're doing 2, 3, 4, and like more than one whip. So one thing that might help is instead of having your hands closer to in like on the bar, try having them like out, right? So further out, so that'll help you get it around faster. It'll give you more control. All right? So that's step number 3. Step number 4 is to combine them all. So one thing that you can kind of do is to help you is just practice putting one foot on the ground and just whipping it around, just like this. And then you want to get it faster and faster until you can do it with your eyes closed and do it nice and fast, right? So that's one thing that can help. Another thing that will help is a little bit tricky. It's not that hard once you get used to it, but it's definitely a little bit hard to grasp at first. So I'm going to do it first and I'll explain it to you. So all you go is this. Alright, so now I'll explain it to you. So I ride regular, which means my toes, when I'm riding my scooter, my toes point that way. This will work whether you ride regular, like this, or goofy, like this. So what you want to do is whichever way your toes point, you put your front foot there. So if I stand like this, my toes point that way. So I'll put my front foot like this, and I'll kick the deck around and land back on it, just like that. Same thing if you are goofy. You put your front foot the way your toes are pointing, kick it, then like that. And then you can put it all together and it'll look like this. And the faster you do that, the easier it'll be. So once you have that all put together, you can do this trick flat, you can do it off a ledge, you can do it off a ramp, but it's up to you. It's really up to you. So doing a flat will be the hardest probably because you don't have as much height, but you can still do it. I learned it off of like a little itty bitty ramp up like a few inches tall. So it's definitely possible to do it flat your first time. So you can do it like kind of 2 ways. Is the first way is to kind of like bend your legs. So when you jump and kick it, you keep them together like that, and you pull them up nice and high, so your tail up looks like this, kind of like that. I don't like doing it that way. The next way is to kind of spread out your legs, catch it, and then bring it in and put your other foot on, which I'll show you right here. I like that way a lot better. It looks cooler, it works better. I just like it a lot more. So figure out which way you like better. And the most important thing with the trick is practice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice is the most important part of this trick because it's a hard trick and you just got to get the feel for how things work, how your scooter moves, how this all works. So I'll show you a couple tail ups right now, and we'll get on with the rest of the video. Okay, so there's a couple things I forgot to say. One is you need to know the difference between a not a finger whip, a tail whip and a heel whip. A tail whip is when you take your toes and you push it with your toes. A heel whip is when you take it and you push it with your heel. Two totally different things. So you have to be aware of that, and some people naturally heel whip better than tail whip. So if you do, try to just do a heel whip first and work on your tail whips later, but just whatever is up to you. Just don't mix those two up. I learned inwards the wrong way. I learned people's the wrong way. It's not fun to relearn stuff, so make sure you learn it the right way first. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, go down, subscribe, turn on the bell so you're the first one to know when I post a new video, and tell your friends, and I think that's about it. So peace out. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video.